Welcome back to Weekend Prime. Now, ODM leader Raila Odinga is expected to hold his first major rally after the launch of the Azimio la Umoja movement at the Thika Stadium on Saturday. Now, the choice of the rally is what pundits say is symbolic and nostalgic to Odinga's political career. This is the venue where the former Prime Minister clashed with the then Ford Kenya chairman, the late Kijana Wamalwa, in 1995, an incident that shaped his political life. 10 years later, in 2005, he would go back to the same venue to launch the No campaign that trounced former President Mwai Kibaki's Yes team that was pushing for a new constitution in the 2007 referendum. Allan Ochanda examines Raila Odinga's soft spot for the Thika Stadium for key political rallies.
Key political leaders prefer launching their political journeys in their home turfs, if not in the capital of Nairobi. But Raila Odinga appears to have a soft spot for a venue domiciled in a region that has over the years been not so friendly to his political aspirations, the Thika Stadium in Kiambu County. The former Prime Minister's first meeting at the Thika Stadium was in 1995, when he and former Vice President, the late Kijana Wamalwa, were fighting for the soul of the Ford Kenya party to replace its chairman, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who had died a year earlier. The choice of the venue was informed by neutrality, and the man in charge was former Anglican Church of Kenya Archbishop Manasseh Kuria. The Wamalwa and Odinga factions were unmanageable, but Wamalwa's victory sparked chaos. Security apparatus opening fire to disperse the angry crowds, while a visibly terrified Odinga could be seen being covered by his security detail. With nostalgic significance, the shrewd politician still went back to Thika in 2005. He was here to launch the anti-constitutional reforms campaign dubbed No campaigns. This was a daring move, given the then sitting President Mwai Kibaki was from central Kenya, and one would expect that Thika was the unlikely venue, as it was within Kibaki's turf. But why have a penchant for Thika Stadium?
This is the place where basically he cut his political teeth, if you want to put it like that nationally, because that is where they clashed with the Wamalwa of a Ford, and then he split, formed the NDP, and went on to win the Langata seat with it. So that's why he demonstrated that he can actually win, because you see, he lost his seat and he went and defended it on the NDP and won. So it's very important for him. He thinks he can launch himself in Thika and repeat the 1995 performance.
It is no secret Odinga has performed dismally in past elections in the region that hosts his favorite venue, but recent admissions by some political leaders that the demonizations were fabrications to turn the electorate against him vindicates the man who is trying his fifth luck at the presidency.
Most of these politicians demonized him for their own selfish ends. People understand that generally. So I think he will compete at a fair with all the other competitors, if you ask me. But of course, to the older generation, he may have to sell himself a little bit under.
On Saturday, he goes back to the Thika Stadium to hold his first major political rally since the launch of the Azimio la Umoja movement late last year. Allan Ochanda, KTN News.
Meanwhile, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission